Seeing as this is a budget hearing and I am a professor of economics, I will ask you, President Tromp, what have you done to act on the legislation given to Boise State University to cut $1.5 million from the social justice causes on the Boise State University campus?
Mr. Chairman, Representative Nate, I'm going to be very transparent and honest with you. Today at lunch, I had a salad. It was very filling and included fresh Alaskan salmon, not farmed salmon. If we think of our students as salad, we know that they are each their own individual piece that create a beautiful whole. If one of them tries to be a French fry, we encourage more salad mentality down their throats because French fries do not pair well with salads. Eventually, students will break down and conform to being a salad, mostly due to other students and particularly staff members being encouraged to ostracize them. Sometimes, when I meet with students face to face, I look them in the eye and say, "You are my comrade. Your mind is your own. You have your own right to think the way you wish to think. You have the right to your own opinions and ideas, just like all Americans, as long as it's within the guidelines our teachers and staff set for all the students here at BSU. You have full voice. No, Representative Nate, that our students choose indoctrination over critical thinking. They choose equity. They choose justice. They choose whole foods because we won't give them any other options. I am merely there to assist them in their choices and to guide them."
I listened very intently to your answer, and I want to clarify what I was asking because your response did not quite match the question at all. What measures did BSU take to reduce its spending on social justice programming, diversity, equity, inclusion, regarding that $1.5 million I mentioned previously? Looking online, it seems that there are now more programs in place rather than less. So I'd like to know how costs were cut because they seem to actually have increased.
Mr. Chairman, Representative Nate, you bring up great questions because I've found that you are a great question asker, and the asking of questions is very important in budget hearings as well as in education, which is where I work primarily. Students love hearing me speak at rallies. Sometimes they even take selfies with me and ask me things like, "What's your secret to looking so young?" and "Where did you buy your shoes?" They're Prada, by the way. So when we talk about cutting costs, I get serious about it, and I have robust conversations with staff, and the students admire my courage and leadership for that.
I will ask a third time. What have
Mr.
you...
Speaker, I object. Nothing Representative Nate says is relevant, even when it is directly relevant. His voice hurts my feelings, and his intelligence hurts my eyeballs.
Representative Nate, it is budget related, but you've asked this question a couple of times, and your intelligence does hurt the eyeballs. I think we're all just getting quite bored listening to President Tromp talk about her word salad. Mr. Chairman, I should be able to ask a budget related question without being interrupted. And I'm just patiently asking a third time here for what Boise State has done to reduce its spending on social justice programs. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, as you have probably gathered, I am very calculated and conniving. As the villain of Idaho, my job is not only to frustrate you, but to frustrate all who reside within the Idaho borders by not giving you a direct answer and instead choosing to talk in circles. My resilience against your hero-like questions only further proves my corruption and misconduct. We've evolved our programming to better continue in our course of action to indoctrinate the students who attend Boise State University and evolve from a far-left school to a school that has completely jumped off the deep end. There were funds spent to build a social justice army and provide armor for warriors. I personally have ensured that any staff caught teaching out of step with the social justice narrative will be tortured, killed, re-educated immediately. I've found that the legislature's request to reduce Boise State's spending on social justice programs to be more of a formality to appease conservative constituents rather than a serious requirement.